Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. It's another Fun Knife Friday, and I tell you what, there's nothing more funner than cleaning up an old knife. I just absolutely enjoy restoring these old knives or refurbishing them. What we have here is a very nice two-bladed jackknife by Kutmaster, and the knife in general is in pretty good shape. You've got your clip point there. And then we got a nice little pen blade there. The biggest problem with this knife right now, as you can see on this bolster here, looks like we got some rust there, and we want to get rid of that before it gets too deep. It starts pitting. And then we got some rust there on the back springs. And down in here in the pivot area, if I can get it out here. Seems like right down in here, I was seeing a little rust down in there. Maybe not. Oh, right on here, right here. So we want to get that taken care of. I usually start out by soaking in mineral oil, just to kind of loosen everything up, but I was just kind of curious how deep the rust is on this one. I'm hoping it's just some surface rust there that we can take right off, and we don't have any pitting yet. So just a little bit of my rubbing compound, just by hand here, just kind of wanting to see what we got. It'd be nice if it just kind of all came off. Well, we're getting some of it off, it looks like. Yeah. So it looks like at this point it's just some surface rust. So maybe we got to this knife just in time. Let's try a little more here. See what we can do. These Kutmasters, kind of interesting company history, like a lot of these knife companies. I'll look up a little bit more information on this knife. Well, look at that. Most of that has come off. That's terrific. Let's see what we got here. See if I can get some of it off here before we soak it. What do you think? What's my chances? That looks to be a little more stubborn. But the good thing is with the Dremel, you can... Oh, look at that. I think it's coming off. I sure did. Looks to be one little spot there, but I'm sure when I get the Dremel out with the wire brush and then with some rubbing compound on it, we'll get that taken care of. Yeah. But you can see down in there in the well or down there in the channel, it's pretty clean. These blades are in really good shape. So we're going to throw it in some mineral oil, see if we can get the snap back. You can see the walk and talk's not too good. And while we're doing it, I got this really nice knife here. And it just says USA on it. And I know Randy's WSG had a knife with just USA on it. And I don't remember what knife maker that was that made these. But there's no walk and talk on this one. So I'm going to throw it in the mineral oil also. Okay, let's give them both a bath. 2 for the price of 1 here today. 2 for the price of 1. We're going to let them soak a while, and then we'll check them out. Well, I let these knives soak for about 12 hours in mineral oil. I pulled them out, let them kind of drip dry a little bit. But let's just take a look here. Primarily this one here. You'll remember we had some rust issues. So you can see after soaking, look at those back springs. Nice and shiny. This is the little area in here where that rust was. It's almost all gone. We're pretty much kind of able to just wipe that off. There's a little bit left there. just a little bit. But it sure looks a lot nicer than when we started, didn't it? Doesn't it? And this is that other bolster that was covered with rust. Pretty much all gone. It'll take just a little bit of touching up on it. So this is the messy part here, just trying to get it wiped off. Get some of the oil out of there. Yeah, we got a little better snap there, it seems like. And a little better snap there. Mineral oil really does get down into places, doesn't it? A lot better snap than what we had. Now you can pull these out of the mineral oil every hour or so, or every couple hours if you want, and manipulate the blades some. I did do it once. Well, that sounds a lot better. A lot better. So let's just take a look down in here. That oil just always seems to keep coming out, coming out. Take a look down in here. My trusty flashlight, and I had it in the right spot. I didn't have to look for it. You can see there's just a little bit of stuff down in there. So we'll just see if we can't get it wiped out. There we go. And you can see some of the stuff, some of the crud we're getting out of there. I think this knife's going to clean up very nicely. It's not particularly dirty. I remember seeing some stuff right on here, but it seems like that's coming right off too. Just take a look. Yep. That dirty stuff right in here, coming right off. Yeah, it's pretty clean down in there. Let's check our back springs here quick. Boy, that doesn't stick out very far on this little knife, does it? We'll just see. Just kind of run this along here. Not too much stuff there. So our back spring here anyway seems to be pretty clean. Not much there, which is good. So the Kutmaster has kind of an interesting history, and I believe they still make some models here in the good old US of A. Better shot at that tang stamp there. Rub that off a little bit. So yeah. It's not the best walk and talk, but it's better than it was. Especially the secondary blade here, little pen blade. Didn't want to snap shut before. It is now. So if I just keep, over the next few days, keep a little oil in there and just manipulate them back and forth, why, it might even get a little better than that. But I'm really happy about this bolster right here. Look at how that cleaned up. So that's a success. Let's take a look at this other knife here. I have my doubts about it. Of course, it was clean. It looks to, almost be unused. But boy, there's something. That's a tight pull. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, there's just nothing to it. I'm wondering if it almost looks like the blades are rubbing up here. Right up in there. It doesn't show that they're rubbing, but just not sure what's going on up in there. It has no walk and talk at all. Nice little knife. Obviously a very budget knife. I mean, there's no dirt, there's no grease, there's nothing in here. It's just the way the knife was built, I guess. I did not have a lot of hope on this one, but maybe. See, you got to push it down into place, so that means it must be very tight up in here, or something's rubbing together, because it does not want to snap shut. So that's kind of what I figured with this knife, that I was not going to be able to restore any walk and talk to it. Well, I'm thinking that I can probably just touch up these back springs here just a little bit with some rubbing compound and the good old Dremel. So let's just give it a shot and see what happens. Well, I think these back springs cleaned up pretty nice. Pretty shiny. No sign of rust on there anymore. Or is there a little touch there? No, pretty much got everything off there, didn't it? Well, we're just going to take one more little step here, just because I want to. Let's try a little case paste on here and see if we can't get it really shiny. Well, we'll put a little bit of paste on here, let it dry, and then we'll hit it with the Dremel real quick. But it's looking pretty good. I did want to kind of ask for your help here just a little bit. You could really help out the channel if you're enjoying this content or any of my other videos. If you could just kind of remember to hit that like button. You know, all the little interaction you get from somebody just simply hitting the like button. It sure helps with the YouTube algorithm. And it's free, doesn't cost anything to do. So I sure would appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you are a subscriber, please check and make sure you have the notification bell turned on. That little button. Because that way you should get notified of all my future videos. So here we're going to let that dry for just a minute, and then we'll come and hit it with the Dremel. Well, it didn't seem to take too much polishing, did it? We'll wipe it off kind of good here and check it out just a little bit. Looks like she came out pretty nice. I think I got to this knife just in time. Got rid of that nasty rust, especially on that bolster. Yeah. It looked like somebody just kind of improperly stored it, because I don't think this knife's really been used very much. So there you have it, folks. Another rescue from this fine old Kutmaster. And this is a peanut pattern, if I didn't mention that before. And the peanut is a two-bladed jackknife. And you see here on this end how it curves up. That dog leg, when it curves up that way, makes it a peanut. If it curved down, it would just be a dog leg jackknife. So I do want to mention on my end screen, I'll be putting my playlist up of my other restoration videos. So please make sure and check out my other videos on knife restorations. This has been a great Fun Knife Friday, so everybody go out and have a very delightful day.